We've all heard the same tired advice, right? Wake up at 4 a.m., grind it out. Successful people wake up early. But honestly, just waking up is only half the battle. In today's explainer, we're cutting through the noise and logically breaking down the hard biological benefits, specifically looking at theta brainwaves of an ancient 3-minute morning routine. And it begins at a highly specific time, exactly 3:40 a.m. We're going to strip away the mystique and dive straight into the neuroscience of why the very first 3 minutes of your day literally dictate your reality, and how you can biologically hack this window. So here's our agenda for today. We'll start with the 3:40 a.m. secret, then move into the biology of Brahma Muhurta. After that, we'll break down Minute 1, Body Awakening, Minute 2, Breath Activation, and Minute 3, Intention Planting. Finally, we'll wrap it all up with the 21-day transformation. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the 3:40 a.m. secret. Our source material introduces this truly fascinating story about an old monk living on a riverbank in Haridwar. For 40 years, literally without missing a single day, this guy woke up at exactly 3:40 a.m. And get this, he didn't jump into an intense workout or start reading a book. He simply sat completely still, eyes closed, hands resting on his knees, for exactly 3 minutes. That's the whole routine. Well, one day, a disciple finally asks him the burning question we're all probably wondering. What exactly happens during those 3 short minutes? The monk's answer is absolutely profound, and it hits the nail on the head regarding the core problem with how almost every single one of us handles our modern mornings. He said, "The rest of the day, the world runs me, but for these 3 minutes, I write my own world." Think about your own morning for a second. Most of us instantly grab our phones, right? Checking WhatsApp, scrolling the news, diving into work emails. By doing that, we're instantly letting the outside world dictate our internal mindset. We're just giving away the most potent biological window of the day. Which brings us to Section 2, the biology of Brahma Muhurta. This specific transitional window between night and day, spanning roughly from 3:40 a.m. to 4:24 a.m., is known in Vedic texts as Brahma Muhurta or Sandial. But listen, this isn't just some ancient philosophical concept. It has profound, measurable biological implications. Let's look at the hard logic here. During this specific early morning window, the actual atmosphere changes. The ratio of nitrogen and oxygen shifts, and cosmic rays are closest to the Earth. But the absolutely crucial point is what happens logically inside your skull. Your brain naturally enters the theta wave state. Because this is the exact same highly receptive frequency we see in deep hypnosis and accelerated childhood learning, your subconscious mind is biologically wide open. It is ready to be physically rewired. And honestly, this reveals the tragic irony of our modern habits. The universe logically opens this highly receptive theta window for us every single day. Nature practically begs us to plant positive behaviors and forge new neural pathways. But instead, what do we actually do? We flood our theta state brains with digital notifications, trivial arguments, and leftover anxieties from the day before. We completely squander our greatest biological advantage, swapping a state of pure creation for a state of stressed-out reaction. So how do we scientifically harness this state instead of throwing it away? The source describes an ancient 3-part method called Trikal Sparsh. Let's look at Section 3, Minute 1, Body Awakening, also known as Deh Jagran. The rules for this first minute are strict, but super simple. When your eyes open, do not move. Don't stretch, don't roll over, keep your eyes closed, and just feel your body. Scan your awareness from the soles of your feet, slowly up to your knees, stomach, heart, throat, and forehead. The only thought in your mind should be, I am alive. From a biological standpoint, consciously acknowledging your own life force sends a massive signal of safety to your brain. Your nervous system immediately calms down, and your cortisol, that stress hormone, just plummets, putting your entire body into this deeply receptive, still mode. Moving right along to Section 4, Minute 2, Breath Activation, or Pransakriya. Once your nervous system is pacified and cortisol has dropped, you transition seamlessly into this second phase. Now, the key here is observation, not manipulation. You aren't forcing deep, unnatural breaths. You're simply watching the air enter your nose, pause, and exit. To understand why this works logically, we have to look at the body's autonomic nervous system trying to achieve homeostasis, or balance, during this morning transition. The text explains that we have 2 primary energy channels. the lunar Ida, which is calming and cooling, and the solar Pingala, which is active and warming. During this specific Brahma Muhurta window at 3:40 a.m., these two opposing energies naturally attempt to balance themselves within your body. And you assist this biological balancing act with a very specific visualization. As you inhale, you vividly imagine the incoming energy as a golden color, spreading throughout your entire body. Then, as you exhale, you visualize all your mental fatigue, your burdens, and your negativity exiting your body like dark smoke. You're leveraging that open theta state to literally breathe out yesterday's mental exhaustion. Which brings us to the climax of the routine, Section 5, Minute 3, Intention Planting or Sankalp Ropan. Because your body is physically calm and your breath is perfectly rhythmic, your subconscious mind is entirely exposed and ready to be molded. This is where the actual, literal reprogramming of your brain happens. But there's a massive catch regarding how you set this intention. You cannot, I repeat, cannot use the future tense. Don't say, I want success, or I hope this works out. By saying I want, you're actively signaling a state of lack to the universe and, more importantly, to your own subconscious. You're basically confirming that you don't already have it. Instead, you've got to declare your reality in the present tense. You state clearly, I am healthy, I am prosperous, or my path is open. And the neuroscience explicitly backs this up. When you vividly visualize your desired outcome, seeing your own happy face, feeling the exact emotion of that future success, while you are in that highly receptive theta state, your brain literally cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. It processes the visualization as a real lived experience. Because of this, your brain actively forges new neural pathways. This means your future behavior will naturally, almost automatically, begin to shift in the direction of your goals. All right, let's look at the timeline. Section 6, the 21-day transformation. Let's be entirely realistic here for a second. This 3-minute biological hack is incredibly powerful, but it's not going to yield permanent, lasting results overnight. The source lays out a very specific timeline necessary for deep neurological habituation. That magic number? It's 21. 21 days of continuous practice is required to deeply establish this new habit. The source specifically ties this timeline to the stabilization of the body's 7 primary energy centers, or chakras. Basically, it takes exactly 3 weeks for this mental programming to take physical root in your body. And during these 21 days, there's one non-negotiable biological rule you absolutely must follow: 45. You must avoid touching your phone screen for exactly 45 minutes after waking up. Why? Because the artificial blue light from your screen prematurely triggers and exhausts your pineal gland. If you look at your phone, boom, the precious mental energy and focus you just spent 3 minutes carefully cultivating is instantly drained away. The 21-day journey is mapped out into 3 distinct phases. Days 1 through 7 are the struggle phase. Your body's going to rebel, old habits will fight back hard, and the urge to just go back to sleep will be intense. But push through, because moving into days 8 through 14, we enter the transformation phase. You'll begin to feel a distinct mental lightness and way less irritation. During this week, the text actually suggests adding a silent internal mental chant of Om Namah Shivaya for 5 minutes after the routine just to maintain that focus. Finally, we hit days 15 through 21, the mastery phase. You'll find yourself waking up naturally before your alarm even goes off. Your visualizations will start feeling like real-life events, and you're encouraged to begin selflessly helping one person a day to cement all this new positive energy. Ultimately, this explainer leaves us with a pretty profound challenge. The Brahma Muhurta window opens at 3:40 a.m. for everyone, rich or poor, educated or not. The universe is logically offering this biological reset every single day. The only difference is who chooses to open the gift and who chooses to sleep through it, only to wake up and immediately surrender their mind to a smartphone screen. So are you going to continue letting digital notifications write your daily story, or are you going to use your own biology to become the creator of your reality? The 3:40 a.m. window is waiting. See you next time.